Hello, it's Graham here, your NZLFUC fan, and I have to say it, 3-0, 3-0, 3-0. We can celebrate a win. I know it's not our first win of the season, but this was a good win. It was not to say that the Ipswich game wasn't a good win, but this was something extra, I feel. The fact that we kept a clean sheet, the fact that we're going down to the Den, the past history there, and it was really, I thought before the game it was going to be tough. I thought if Rutter played, the chances of him succumbing to the pressure was reasonably high. I was worried about Archie Gray. I was worried about Melier. But we went down there and we were up against it in the first 10, 15 minutes. They were dominating us, and it felt like at times we were hanging in there. But there was a level of assuredness in the defence, which, even though they had chances, and there's a few squeaky bum moments, it didn't really feel like they were going to score. Obviously, there was the opportunity there, and from past experience or more recent experience, and a bit of that PTSD that we've sort of developed over the last season, we thought, oh, we're gonna concede a goal again, but they didn't eventuate, and wasn't it good to see? Yeah, I mean, I'm still buzzing. You can probably tell. It was a great result, and we've got to keep a level head here. We've got another game away in Hull, and we need to lift yet again, because I think Hull City are going to be tougher than Millwall. I think they're by far a better team, and a different proposition. But oh boy, what a good win like that does for your confidence and self belief, and you could see it in the team. So let's break down the game a little bit. That's sort of a summary of the whole thing. We'll we'll just cover off some of the key moments in the game for me. So the game starts, and it's a very nervous start. Millwall have a lot of the ball. They seem to be winning those one-on-ones. The second ball, they seem to get to it first, and they have a number of opportunities. And Leeds handle it defensively, but there's that element of what's happening here. We need to get on top of this. And after about 10 or so minutes, we do start to get on top of it. We control the ball a bit more. We start getting the ball to our forwards, and one of the things that seemed to be a quite a large point for me throughout the game was that Nonto seemed to be able to find himself in a lot of space on that left wing, and he seemed to make the most of it whenever we got the ball to him, which was great to see, and he looked very dangerous. Um, uh, I think I prefer Nonto on that left wing. They did swap over. Somerville went onto the left and Nonto onto the right about halfway through that first half. I'm not sure whether that was a pre-planned thing or not, but I don't think that worked as well when they did swap wings. And it was interesting that at the start of the second half they were back into their original positions. For me, we sort of built into the game, and that first goal, that was just magic. I mean, a bit of a comedy act in the box there, although it wasn't very funny at the time. It was a bit of, oh no, what's going on here? Ailing falls over, but he still he kept trying to defend, even though it was on the ground, and the only thing he had left was to use his head, which he did. Uh, he didn't draw the foul. The ball comes out, and we counter attack with speed, and I think there was Nonto played the ball into Rutter. Perot sort of did a little step over the ball. Rutter played a beautiful ball straight into Perot's line of where he was running. He ran onto it and finished beautifully. Beat the keeper, all ends up. I think there's a defender coming in there, but he had no hope. And what a goal! And it was great to see the team celebrate that goal. It was really, really, for me, a class goal. Um, it was like they'd practiced that 100 times. Everyone seemed to know exactly what to do and it was just really good finish. And it's hard to believe that these guys have only been together a few weeks, really. Um, but um, and we continued to create opportunities in the first half. Um, Nonto had a ball played through to Perot, I think is that how you pronounce it, and it was just a little bit too heavy, a bit too long. It looked like Perot was in on goal if he had, and I'm feel certain he would have scored had he been able to get on the end of it. Uh, I feel like two out of three times on another day he would have been able to get on the end of it. Nonto, he plays some very good balls into the box, and it didn't work out this time. You saw he put his hands on his head straight away. He sort of knew. I think he knew he'd overcooked it just slightly, but there was other opportunities, and you know, on another day we could have had quite a few more goals. It, Rutter for me was brilliant in that first half. He looked dangerous. He covered a lot of ground. He held the ball well. Somerville not quite up to his usual level, but he was still looked effective. I feel like he's struggling for a yard of sharpness. Like he just seemed a bit slower than his usual sort of self. I don't know if it's fitness or injury niggle maybe. But Perot uh, doing what we need a striker to do, being on the end and scoring goals, and the fact that he got two in this game is no accident. Anyway, moving on to the second half, Millwall starts stronger again. As I say, we continue with Ladonto on the left and Somerville on the right. The game sort of meanders for a bit. Millwall have a few opportunities. Leeds have a few opportunities. It doesn't seem to be quite gelling, but unlike other games, it didn't feel like Leeds were going to concede. The defence was doing well, and I'd like to make a mention of Byram. When he gets the ball in space in a defensive position, he covers a huge amount of ground and gets that ball forward, and we transition into attack very quickly. And that's really good to see. And we were able to turn defence into attack very quickly, just through him running the ball through. Yeah, that's certainly a big strength. We eventually come to make some subs. Nonto and Somerville come off, and Dan James and Jaden Anthony come on. And almost straight away they make a difference. James gets fouled a couple of times. Then he sort of gets the ball and played into a bit of space, and his pace really is a weapon. I've said it before. He pulls defenses out of position just by using his pace. They have to sprint, and they have to pick a position of where they're going to go early. And if we can take advantage of that, like we did with the second goal, I think James uses his pace. He gets the ball out to I'm not sure who it was who passed the ball in, but he ran through. Fluffed the shot. I mean, he should have scored there, but he kind of in a half falling position. He scuffs the shot, but who's there to clean up? And exactly where you want your striker to be. And he finishes it beautifully. It's probably an easy finish for him, but he was there and he did it. I dare say one of our strikers from last year probably could have put it over the bar from that position. I won't mention his name. I'm sure you all know who I mean. But yeah, 2-0, and things are starting that you feel like, oh, Leeds have got this, we're going to get the points away. Not long later, again, Dan James gets on the end of a long ball, I think it was from Ayling, and he uses pace again. He puts the cross in. Not the best cross, it was slightly behind Rutter, but Rutter with a beautiful touch, beautiful, just little, I call it a little glance, just into his shooting arc. And he turns and he just finishes it. And it was a finish with confidence. He knew he was going to score that. And I just can't believe that Leeds have won 3-0. It was a great result, and yeah, just ecstatic, and want the team to just continue on now. For me, the standout performances were Ampadu. Fantastic game. I mean, this guy is the signing of the century. It's just brilliant, and he's pointing, he's directing the game. He doesn't seem to put a foot wrong. He's where he needs to be. He's controlling the ball well, and it's just a delight to see. Rutter, much improved game, and I want to say Perot because he scored 2 goals, but I mean other good mentions were Nonto, Byram. I thought Rawdon had a great game. In terms of any weaknesses in the performance, Ailing on attack, it's great. Defensively, there are frailties there, and Jed Spence is now injured for 8 weeks, so that's a worry, because as good as he is going forward, there are frailties in defence, and I think better teams than Millwall may take advantage of it. Meslier, he is improving. I don't think he's improved greatly, but he's on an upward trend, and he pulled off some good shot saves today. He is a shot stopper. I think that's his natural strengths. His control in the box is lacking, and his distribution. And I think they are improving, but there's still a long way to go. I think his confidence is getting back, and his saves were top notch. So yeah, so let's celebrate this win. We're back on the road again in a few days. Let me know in the comments what you thought. You know, let's keep it positive, eh? This is a great result. We're up to 10th in the table. If you like the video, smash a like. Please subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll catch you in the Hull City preview. Cheerio.